This video is again a part of the knowledge exercise series where we will be concentrating on knowledge codification. So knowledge codification is a crucial step in the life cycle model where we will be concentrating on converting the knowledge that is being captured into rules that could be easily decoded, like it could be easily understood for usage in the knowledge bases. So we have various codification techniques in literature that will help in codifying the knowledge that is being captured. We have decision trees, we have decision tables, we have frames, we have case-based reasoning and the like. Today, we will be understanding on how to create frames. Frames are another most important codification tool, okay, in order to convert that knowledge into a format that could be easily used in the knowledge base. So each frame, you call it as a frame is similar to the concept that we have in our object-oriented programming. You have an object, you have data members and member functions. Similarly, frames consist of two things. One is your slot, the other is your facet. Slot is nothing but it is a set of you have your variables, right? It is a set of variables, and facet is nothing but the combination of values that you can give to the variables. So when you define a frame, it should have both your slots and facets. Okay, so this is a simple example why we have a parent frame. This name of the frame is parent frame. It showcases the performance review. It has slots and it has facets. Slot is nothing but it is the nature, it is attendance, it is a frequency, and it also shows what kind of category the director is. So this is slot, and this is a facet, the value that we store to the slot. Okay, when the complete slot and facet are filled, this frame is said to be instantiated. This is how we will be creating frames in knowledge codification. So here you have a parent frame and you have child frame. It is called as nesting of frames. So when I say the type is a session, session is again a frame which contains variety of slots and corresponding values for that. Similarly, when I say this facet is a manager, manager is again representing a frame which again in turn contains a slot and a facet relevant to it. So this is how we will be framing. So based on the information that we gather from the knowledge expert, you can convert the knowledge into frames which could be easily codified and used for rule-based systems and your case-based reasoning. So let us see examples on how you will be given a scenario and you will be asked to generate frames. We will see few examples for that. So you will be given a scenario here. This example shows that you have to create a frame which will help to codify a horse, okay, and that frame should be given facet values which describes a category of horse called flash dance. You can name the horse as flash dance, which is belonging to the thoroughbred which has 18 hand. Okay, it's one kind of breed. So when you are given this scenario, you have to develop the frame. So here I have given how the structure of frame would look like. The name of this frame is horse frame and it belongs to the family thoroughbred. So this is the slot and this is your facet. So thoroughbred is again a facet which is again representing a child frame. Okay, in the child frame you have various slots and values. So here is it's a category of animal. So again this could be a child frame, and is an 18 hand could again be a child frame, because here in our example we have only considered we are going to talk about the horse and a corresponding breed alone. You can have only nesting up to one level, so this is enough. Okay, and then we have to also refer the location of this. Okay, because in any person or animal you're talking to, the location is very important, because it is a spatiotemporal fact of knowledge. So in that case, again there is a frame which represents where the location is. Okay, so this is how you will be representing frames and the corresponding slot and facet values when a scenario is given to you. We will see also few other examples similar to this, where there is a student called Brenda. You have to represent the frame for Brenda. It is a medium height and 5-year liberal arts student. He is in the first year. Okay, so again she will come under the category of young human, and it's an undergraduate course. And also you have to give the location. This is similar to your horse example that we saw here. The name of the frame will be college frame, and other slots and facets will depend upon the problem statement that is given to you. Okay, so from this frame you can understand what kind of slots and facet values that Brenda should process in order for her information to be codified. We will see one more example also. Here, like you have a person called Fred, who is a 30-year veteran airline captain. Okay, so here the frame will be named airline because it is easy for us to retrieve. And then when we talk about the pilot, okay, in our line you will have various other people also working. Apart from the pilot captain, you will also have many other characteristics that has to be portrayed. So we will relate it to a child frame which is called pilot. Okay, in pilot frame again he is a human, and this pilot can be a captain or he can be a sub-captain. Again, all these human, captain, certified, veteran or child frames, you can also give slots and facets to that. It depends. Okay, because here we are going to only represent Fred, represent about Fred. We are not going to concentrate on all those slots and facets, all those child frames. We will only be concentrating on the major instance frame. So here again you have a name for Fred, and definitely one slot, one variable should be the age. Age is a criteria here. And whenever we are representing some facts, we have to give the spatial and temporal data as well. That is why here there is a slot and facet that represents the location of the person. So you can also refer that location. This is an extra information. It is not essential, but if you give spatial temporal information also, it will be a good advantage to which will help in the knowledge management development process as well. So here in all these cases we have seen how to create a frame and how to represent the slot and facet value. Similarly, whenever similar criteria are given to you, you can easily decode that into frames, and these frames will be converted into rules which will be used for your decision making process.